With us now is Congressman David Scott, a Democrat from Georgia. Congressman Scott, you've faced a really angry outburst over this. How does this compare? You've been in you're in your fourth term in the House. You were in the state legislature before that. Surely you've run into a lot of opposition for a lot of legislative ideas in the past. How does this compare to the kind of opposition you've run into in the past?
There's nothing like this. I don't think there's been anything like this in the recent history of our country in terms of the political process over such an issue as health care. And to have swastikas brought into this that has nothing to do with health care, or to have the racial slurs and all of this that we have that's being brought into it. And we've got to stand firm, and we've got to be strong. And I hope that especially Democrats and President Obama can be encouraged to continue this fight. We've got to be heard. These voices that are coming up, they don't want to have this debate. They don't want us to be able to explain why a public option is needed. If you're going to mandate health care for everyone, health care insurance, then you've got to have a mandate for those people who have no health insurance that they can have. And that's what the public option is for. And to be able to provide some kind of leverage with these insurance companies who are having these skyrocketing premiums that are going through the roof, that is driving this health care economy and our whole economy in the ground. We have to get out and explain that. We have to respond to Ms. Palin when she says Obama's death panel, and clearly point out to people that what we have in here is nothing more than what's in the Medicare bill, in the Medicare law now, that people love, are satisfied with. And that is that if you would like to have some end-of-life counseling, then that's available on a voluntary basis to you that the government will pay for. And you don't have to have it. That is reasonable. Or the abortion, to come and raise the abortion issue when we know that the Hyde Amendment already outlaws any federal money for that. We must not let the swastika that's on my office right now, or a letter or something like this, and I hope your cameraman can get it and see it. If not, it's a picture here. This is a picture of Obama. It's dressed up like the Joker on Batman, with the communist sigla in his forehead. And then it says Marxism, death to foreign and domestic. Kind of picking the birthers there. To nigger David Scott, you were, you are, and you shall forever be a nigger. And the Ethiopian cannot make himself white. What in the world does this have to do with health care? One reason, to get us off target, to get us away from dealing with this in a way. But I'm here to tell you that we have some strong people in this country. This is a great country. We have the talent and the skills that we can come together. If we can come together and show the greatness of America by electing the first African American as President of the United States, that's what speaks for America. Not this, not the swastika. And that's why we can't let the swastika or hate mail or any of this racial stuff that we're getting into us, or congressmen getting death sentences or being executed. We are not going to let that win and drown out the debate. And I think that when we get back in September, after the town halls, and they knew this is not something that just popped up. These people knew when Rush Limbaugh says, I don't want him to succeed, I want him to fail. Or Senator DeMint says, this is his Waterloo, we can kill him. Well, these are millions and millions of people listening to this. We have all kinds of problems.
Congressman Scott, there are also some successful town meetings going on out there. In fact, in Atlanta, not far from your district, Representative Hank Johnson seems to have had a pretty smooth, successful meeting with over 2,000 people in the room. Is something changing in Georgia? Do you think you're going to be able to have a better dialogue than what's been going on so far?
I think so, and I hope so. We're having our town hall, the one that I'm setting aside for health care this Saturday on the 15th from 10 to 2 p.m. at the Mondays Mill High School in my district. And we hope for a very civil situation so that we can get the clear understanding and communicate to the American people exactly how we're going to do this very complex, difficult thing of bringing down the price of cost of health care insurance, while at the same time expanding it to others. And our people deserve calmness, the deliberative debate. This is a complex issue. It is complicated. But when people come with the pre-agenda to make noise, to disrupt, to make sure you don't do that, hopefully that will run its course. My hope is that it has, and that will give President Obama and us, the Democrats and the Republicans, because it is important that we have this going in a bipartisan manner. And I think we can, and we can pull some Republicans to work with us to be able to get a good bill. This is America. If we could put a man on the moon and do the great things America's done, surely we can come together and get a health care bill that will bring down the cost and expand the service in a way that we can bring the American people along with us.
Congressman Scott, thank you very much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it so very much.